Very
Yeah,
busy.
we can see your screen.
Brilliant. Good morning, everybody. I know it's been a long week. I do appreciate you guys still coming. And I know it's really early, but hopefully I'm starting off your day quite well. And then, I'm hoping that it's still giving you a good insight into the UK, and we're giving you some good tips and advice of like how life is in the UK. Obviously, when we do these presentations, we're telling you a bit more about the history. Like when you come to England, they're not going to just talk to you about the whole history of Great Britain and tell you about the monarchy and stuff like that. But it's good to have a bit of a gist of how it is here. Now, the last couple of days, the conversations have been quite in depth and stuff. So we thought we'll do something different today. Instead of doing employment law and all tax and law, which is quite like it's Thursday already, I don't want to stress anybody out. So what we're going to do is tax and law, sexual harassment, we're going to implement it into next week. One day, like on each day, we're just going to add it so that it's not too stressful on your heads and you can understand it. Otherwise, you lot might get mind boggled. And we thought we'd put something else in because we did miss something off the list, which is very, very important to the UK, which is pop culture and movies and our TV. We love our TV in Britain. So it's like, what shows do we watch? What do we enjoy watching? What is crazy on the TV at the moment? So that's what we'll be covering today. So has anybody watched any type of British TV? Or watched any programs or heard of any programs? Or have they ever streamed anything? So anything that you might think that's from the UK, have you ever watched it? Someone said Love Island the other day. Did they watch the UK Love Island or did they watch, is there a Kenyan UK Love Island? I think Samuel watches football.
UK Love Island, sorry. It was the UK Love Island.
Yes, UK Love Island. So do they stream it in Kenya?
You just use streaming services. That's what everybody uses here.
Okay, brilliant. So you've been up to date with all the gossip. That is,
Yeah.
Love Island is, I like watching Love Island. Harsha hates it. I like watching it because there's so much drama in there. I've never seen so much drama in life. So it makes me feel better about our lives.
Exactly.
That next level crazy. That's like younger people. But it does happen in the younger generation, like between 20 to probably 29, single people, especially when they go out clubbing and drinking, they do a lot of dating and drama. So it does happen in certain areas of the UK, but not in our lives, which is great. Any other programs people watch? British programs? Or you think it might be British, even if you're unsure, you could say, yeah, we could tell you guys.
Gambit.
Sorry?
The Queen's Gambit.
Oh, the Queen's Gambit. I've never watched that. So what's that about?
Chess.
Chess.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Is that a program or a game?
I think it's a series for, I think, in Netflix.
Oh, you watch it on Netflix? Okay. So do they have a lot of British?
You said Del Boy as well earlier. I'm sure you said Del Boy, didn't you?
I said Top Boy.
Oh, Tom,
Top
okay.
Boy, yes. Top
yes.
Boy. I've actually got that on here. That's a very, very popular program. So you must be really interested in London because you know, that's how London is.
Yeah.
That's your roadman. That's your roadman. You should be
I'm
used to
kind of
that.
scared of them though.
Sorry?
I'm kind of scared of them though.
Yeah, you know what? Where they are, they're based in Hackney. It is quite rough, I'm not going to lie. You wouldn't want to settle in Hackney. Even when I've drove through it, it's not an area of particular. So if you want to try and avoid that side, it will be good.
There are nicer areas in London if you really want to live in London, or if you live away from London. I used to live in London, but now that I have kids and all that, so I like to stay away from big cities. So it's safer. I feel safer anyway.
Yeah, it's best to avoid London. and live on the outskirts. If you ever do get a job in London and you got any of you guys, just you can live on the outskirts of London and just travel in. One, is a lot cheaper, and two, you won't get the worries and the crime in the areas. But there is some really nice areas like Chelsea, very, very expensive areas. Okay, so it looks like you guys watch quite a few British TVs. And it looks like they're streaming Kenyan, like, you know, I never knew they put it on Netflix and stuff, which is quite good. It seems like they put their biggest shows on Netflix from around the world. So TV in Britain, it came to Britain in about 1936, so it's not that old actually. They've been trying to put it on TV for about 5 or 6 years before that, but it became a free public service back in 1936. Now in 2022 now, the UK has many free channels, but they also have subscription channels, which some of you guys know about, like Netflix, and they have some ones that you can purchase separately as well. There's over 480 programs that they show in the UK. Now, they're not all British. They are from different parts of around the world. A lot of American programs are here. And we do have international services as well. So there's a lot of programs from, they look at what the nationalities are in the UK, and they put a lot of programs on for that. So there's a lot of Indian programs, Bengali programs, Arabic programs. And then, like you said, Netflix, which shows a whole diverse of programs on there. So you can pay for this, or like you said, you can download and stream it. Now, TV in the UK has changed a lot. I remember back in the day when I used to watch TV, there's only 4 channels when I started, and so that's how old I am now. I'm very old, and now there's 5 channels. And then it went on to when I wanted to record something, you have to watch it live TV. But if you wanted to record TV, you had to put a big ass cassette into the VCR and wait to press record to watch it. But now you can just press download on your phone and, you know, watch it whenever you want, because life is so busy now compared to before. You can just download and watch whenever you can, or whatever you need to do. Now I'm going to show you a clip of the first public download in the UK that they ever did.
Hello, Radio Olympia. This is direct television from the studios of the Alexander Palace. And now I'm going to see and hear someone you know well. It's Helen McCarthy.
Sorry? Right. So what do you think of that, guys? From how that was the first ever streaming in Britain. Is black and white. Have you ever seen anything like that, or do you know what your first program is that you've ever watched? Or has TV always been a part of your life? You never noticed it before? See, in the UK, they used to do a lot of singing programs. Like I said, it's black and white. The clips weren't for long. You never had proper programs or any kind of formality on it, because it just evolved around time. So my TV has messed up. Just bear with me. This is messed up for me, Harsha. Okay, so I'm going to show you something that was put on TV many, many years ago, and the same thing is played every single year around Christmas in the UK, and it was on in December. Do you by any chance know what that might be in the UK? Something that is played around played on Christmas Day every single year, and it's something that is part of British culture. Even my mom, who's Pakistani, she watches it every year. She goes, you have to watch this every year because it won't be Christmas without it. And my mom doesn't even celebrate Christmas. Do you know what that might be? We talked about it in session 1. No one knows what it might be. It's actually the Queen's speech. On Christmas Day, part of British culture is watching the Queen's speech. She live streams a message to the whole world, or it looks like to the whole of UK and probably to the Commonwealth countries as well. So I'm going to show you her first clip that she's ever done live on TV and her clip now. And I want to see if you can tell the differences and how things have changed from there. So it's Queen Elizabeth II, remember, this is her first television Christmas message. Before her message went live, it used to be her father that used to do it, and he used to do it on radio because radio was around a lot more. So she was the first monarchy to do the TV.
Happy Christmas. 25 years ago, my grandfather broadcast the first of these Christmas messages. Today is another landmark, because television has made it possible for many of you to see me in your homes on Christmas Day. My own family often gather round to watch television, as they are at this moment. And that is how I imagine you now. I very much hope that this new medium will make my Christmas message more personal and direct. It's inevitable that I should seem a rather remote figure to many of you, a successor to the kings and queens of history, someone whose face may be familiar in newspapers and films, but who never really touches your personal lives. But now, at least for a few minutes, I will.
So that's her first one. And she did one in December 2021, which is only like a month ago. So this is her last one at the moment. Hopefully many more to come, but we don't know, especially if she might make Prince Charles king hopefully soon. So this is from December 2021.
He is someone who doesn't take easily to compliments. But he has quite simply been my strength and stay all these years. And I and his whole family, and this and many other countries, owe him a debt greater than he would ever claim, or we shall ever know.
Although it's a time of great happiness and good cheer for many, Christmas can be hard for those who have lost loved ones. This year especially, I understand why. But for me, in the months since the death of my beloved Philip, I have drawn great comfort from the warmth and affection of the many tributes to his life and work, from around the country, the Commonwealth, and the world. His sense of service, intellectual curiosity, and capacity to squeeze fun out of any situation were all irrepressible.
So that's the Queen's first and last speech. Is there any obvious similarities or differences that you see between TV back then and now, and her as well? So what do you think looks different now? Which one do you prefer? How do you feel when you watch the one from her first speech ever? This is part of British culture, so if you're in the UK, you will be watching the Queen on Christmas. It's just, that's what everybody does.
The second one.
Come on, guys, talk to me. Don't be shy. I can't hear no one.
I'm saying.
Sorry, what was that?
Yeah, Mary. Sorry.
Yeah, I can hear now. I can hear now. What did you say, Mary?
Yeah. The recent one, the recent Christmas message.
Yeah, what she does is Christmas message normally comes after that. It's the different, like her voice is still the same. Like look how many years. She sounds like, if you never had a picture at all, you would think it's a message from now. She's still, I don't know how, she still sounds the same.
Yes.
In this particular one,
And,
last one, Mary, because it is the Christmas message. I think if you watch the whole video,
Should I put a little bit more on it?
Christmas. But no, we don't want to watch the whole thing. But if you watch it, it is a Christmas message. But this time, Queen dedicated it more to her late husband, Philip, because he died not long ago, just before Christmas. So that's why she spoke about the husband a little bit more. But yeah, if you watch the whole thing, it will be more about Christmas as well.
Also, the last couple of messages, he spoke about COVID quite a lot, because life has changed for people and so many people have passed away. So do you know when Prince Philip died? I don't know if any of you watched it. His funeral, because of COVID, she had to sit alone and everybody felt sorry. It's such a big thing on the news. She was alone, no family with her, considering she's a queen. She sat alone in the church and mourned her, and she has been with Prince Philip since she was 14 years old. So that's over, God knows how many years that is, probably like about 85 years, I think they were together. That's a long time. So she felt she had to do this message, wanted to show thank you to everybody and that she understands what people are going through. By the Queen being separate at Christmas, other people didn't feel bad because, people have passed away with COVID. I don't know how the rules were in Kenya, but here, like I said, you couldn't go to funerals properly, you couldn't mourn people properly. So she did a really sympathetic message at the beginning just to show everybody, look, I understand. And then she always goes into her speech and what's to come and just have a happy new year and Merry Christmas every single year. So if you find that on YouTube, you can watch the whole thing. What else is different now? Like, it looks like she put a band on at the beginning. Before it was music in the first one. Now she's got a whole orchestra doing it, and she still represents the monarchy quite a lot. Like, it's really British now. Everything is very British. She's got the Christmas tree in the background, the colors of Christmas, like warm colors, and she's wearing the color. Like, you can see what she's wearing on now. Whereas black and white, you couldn't really tell or how she was, and it was her first ever appearance, so she didn't know what to expect. Is there anything else that you wish to say about these? Do you think you will be watching the Queen's speech on Christmas now? You're gonna make it part of your everyday Christmas ritual?
I just want to add something as well about these TV programs and stuff. It's not just for fun. I remember when I had to do the British Life in the UK test, before you apply for the citizenship after being in the UK for a certain number of years, when you apply, just before you apply for the British citizenship, you have to take this test called what is it called?
Life in the UK?
Life in the UK test. And they ask you a few questions about the British history, and also there's a few questions about TV programs as well. Like, that's unfair, I think, because some people don't watch TV. Some people don't watch all these dramas. I don't. But I had to learn those things as well. And if you guys come, when you guys come here, And when you apply for the citizenship, make sure you know what's going on in the TV and the current situations, news and everything as well. So that's quite important to know. If you fail that test, then you won't get the citizenship. So you have to know a bit about the UK and their popular culture. I thought I'll just put it out there as well from my own experience.
That's it. So even though you think, oh, you might be in the UK for what, 5 years? Someone asked what, like, if I was in the UK, how long before I get PR? It's indefinitely to remain after 5 years if you're on the right route. You think 5 years will be a lot to know about British culture, but it's not. I did the test as a joke because I've never needed to do it, and I failed the test. As a British person, I even failed it. They asked me questions about how many, like, I don't know how many boroughs in London. I don't know how many boroughs. I never even knew London had so many boroughs. So they make you really know about the history of the UK. So you'll have to swat up on it. There is a lot of free life in the UK tests online. So you go on there, even try one. You can even try one now for fun. And you probably, if any of you pass it, let me know, because I've been really impressed. But they were quite like confusing. Like I have no idea what they're talking about. So you have to swat up on it. But you also get like a book. You can buy a book as well of life in the UK test, and it helps you a lot as well. Anybody got any questions so far? Very quiet today. I'm not used to you guys being so quiet.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So my brother lives in Lancashire, and he once told me that he streamed a football live, then got a warning letter. So what happens if you continue to live stream and you haven't paid for the entertainment? What actually happens?
Did you not have TV license?
No, actually,
Okay.
he was live streaming through using a phone.
Okay, so you have to have a TV license, regardless if it's a phone. If you've got any device in your house, if it's a laptop, a phone, even TV monitors, and you've got a chance to download and live stream, you have to pay for a TV license. There's two different TV licenses. One's for black and white, which I don't think I know anybody that's got just a black and white TV, and one is for colored. Now they would know that each house, more than likely, like 99.99999%, your house would have some form of TV or live streaming. So they will send you a letter. When we moved into our house here, we've only been here 1 day, and we already had a warning letter about TV license. I'm like, I haven't even moved in yet. But when the last person moves out, they tell the TV license, because they're moving the TV license to their new home. They say, we've moved out of here, we're moving. So they send a letter here to your house, and if you don't respond or it's still saying that you haven't, they will send a enforcement officer to your house to knock on the door and check your house to see if you've got any form of TV, even if it's your laptop. If you've got Wi-Fi and you've got a laptop and they checked your history, or they don't even need to check it, they will know you can live stream onto that. If you've got a phone and it's like a app phone, you can live stream on that, so you would get fined. I think it's £2,000 you can get fined. So it's not worth getting fined £2,000 for just something that I think it's £9 a month you need to pay, coloured, or something quite small. Is best just to pay it. Like there's certain things in the UK you need to pay council tax. You would need to pay council tax in the UK if you are eligible for it, or if you're not eligible for it, it doesn't matter. For example, if all your house is students, so if you're living in a student accommodation, you don't need to pay council tax. If you have a disability and someone's a carer and stuff, you won't pay council tax. But if somebody is working in your household, your house would have to pay some form of council tax. If you don't, they will take you to court and it would go against you. That's the only main one, apart from rent and mortgage, that will go against you. So it's best for him to pay it. It's not worth a couple of £1,000 just for a £9 subscription. Did that answer your question?
Yeah, you did. Thank you.
That's it. Any other questions, guys? The UK loves direct pay, like charging you for everything. We've got so much direct debits for everything. And like, you need life insurance these days just in case something happens to the kids, and, TV license, gas, electric, water, contents insurance, which is if you got property and you got lots of stuff in your house and you want to protect it, you have contents insurance. Then you got car insurance. It's very expensive in that respect, in the fact you have a lot of stuff to pay out every year. And this is why sometimes the cost of living to stuff that you have to pay out is quite unrealistic. And the cost of prices are going up now, like Harsha mentioned, basic stuff yesterday. So if you do come to the UK, you need to look at where you're renting, how much it is, and all these little things that you might be paying for, okay? Right. So in the UK, you can buy different types of TVs. Like, you can go to shops called Currys, Argos, and you can buy a normal TV that's not a smart TV, it's not a Freeview TV. If you have not got a Freeview TV, you just get the normal 5 channels, which is BBC One here, 2, BBC 3, Channel 5, and BBC 4 here. They're the main channels that you get regardless. But if you've got Freeview built into your TV, you get all these channels. Right? Some of the music channels, like Heart is a music channel, radio and telly. Some of them are talking sports, so Samuel and stuff, you might want to listen to that. If you like rock music, you got rock music as well. So they put a little bit for everybody. CBBC is for children. So you do not need to have a subscription. You will get this for free as long as your TV is a Freeview or you buy a Freeview box. Have any of you seen any of these channels before or watched anything on it? Have you ever watched the Sky News? I'm sure some of you must have. Yeah. That's one of my favorites still. It never used to be when I was younger, but the older you get, Sky News becomes one of your favorite things to watch. Is there any of the ones that you've watched before?
CNN.
Sorry, which one? CNN.
CNN.
Oh, you like news people? That's really good.
And Al Jazeera.
Have you watched Al Jazeera? Or do you get it?
Yes, I have.
Oh, wow.
Actually,
what was that, sorry?
Yeah, I think you can watch Al Jazeera from many countries because it's not a British.
Yes. So the 3 things, I think it looks like wherever you are in the UK, in the world, you watch Sky News, CNN, and Al Jazeera, and potentially 5 USA, which is a bit random just there, but that's what you get on the Freeview channels. They do sometimes take things off and they do put things on. It depends on their contract with the UK and what they can put on. Okay, so remember I mentioned to you guys, if you got Freeview, you can still get subscriptions. Now, these are the 3 most popular subscriptions that you can get in the UK. Which is Virgin Media. So you get a Virgin Media box. Do you have Virgin Media in Kenya?
No, you don't.
no.
Oh, what is your one called? If you had to get something on subscription, what's it called?
DSTV.
Yes, TV.
Go TV.
Go TV.
Zoku. Okay, quite a few. And is it quite expensive or is it a good price, do you think?
It's a good price.
And do you get like telephone or internet connection through it as well?
Yes.
Okay, so this is the equivalent to it. So if you came to the UK and you're still missing TV and you want it, you can either get Virgin Media and you can get like internet and packaged TV with it. You can even get phones and stuff with it as well. You got Sky Q TV and an Amazon stick. All of these stuff have Netflix on it, on demand. It's just in competition with each other's now. With Sky Q TV, you can potentially have that in any city, even the most rural cities, you can have Sky TV. Virgin Media, you can't have in every area. So if you thought, I really want this one, you have to check if your area can install it. If they can't install it, you can't have it. And the Amazon stick you just buy from the TV. Do you have Amazon sticks?
Yes, yes, we do.
Oh, you do? Brilliant. So
Yes.
that one is that's a very good one to have because you could just unplug it and take it with you whenever you want to go anywhere. So these are the main subscriptions. They do have other little subscriptions like BT. They're not that great. You don't get much there. But they can become very expensive in the UK. You do not get it for cheap. A good tip is, if you're a new member to the UK and you want Sky, try and barter it down. You can actually negotiate your prices down, and online you can get some vouchers as well. Otherwise it becomes very expensive. Like just to have normal TV plus, if you like sports, like you pay something like £45 a month, just say. If you want Sky Sports, you have to pay an extra £28. Sometimes they give you a discount for £10 a month for like a couple of months or 6 months or 12 months, but then they put the price up. So you could be paying something like £75 a month just for TV and internet, and it becomes very, very expensive because you put all the little add-ons on it. So you have to be careful that the subscription channels do not take over your life, because it will. And in the UK, you have a contract, and they normally put you on contract now for 2 years, which is a very long time, and you can't come out of it until you do the subscription. We've had that issue. Yeah, Harsha?
I want to say, you know, the Sky TV, they give good discounts to new customers.
Yes.
They don't really care for the existing customers, but they give new customers good discounts. So what we used to do was I sign up and then use it for a new for a whole year as a new customer, get the discount, and then cancel the subscription, and then Sophie does it the next year. So as a new customer, she gets the discount. So yeah, we used to do that for a couple of years. That was just to get the discounts.
Yeah, because otherwise you're paying £75. Or if you become a new person, it goes back down to £35 because they look after new people, but they don't look after their customers now. So be very careful with TV. Like we've got it at the moment, we've built in for 2 years because we've just moved here 7 months ago. But in 10, 11 months time, if they don't give me a good deal, I'm going to cancel it and give it to Harsha. That's what you got to do. You got to keep doing it. There's nothing they can do about it, really. Any questions about anything on TV? No. Okay, soaps in the UK, also known as dramas, but we call them soaps. I know a soap is normally a bar of soap, really, that you use, but it doesn't matter if you've got subscriptions or the Freeview or just the normal basic channels, you would see these 4 dramas. These are our top 4 dramas. Have any of you watched any of these or know about them? Or did they get streamed at all in your country?
Peaky Blinders.
Peaky Blinders, yes, that's from Birmingham. That's really one of the top programs. I think, is it on Netflix now?
Yeah.
Yes. Peaky Blinders from Birmingham, but it's not like that in Birmingham now. Maybe many, many, many years ago. But they do have some kind of good crime.
From like 1910 or something like that.
Yeah.
Story.
Does Claire want to say something? Have any of you ever watched any of these Coronation Street, Hollyoaks, Emmerdale, or EastEnders? Was it Joyce? Joyce used to live in the UK. Did you manage to ever watch any soaps, or you stayed away? You was too busy for that. I don't think she can hear me. So with these 4 are very popular. They come on every day, nearly every day. They come on in the evening, so they wait for people to finish work, and and it's on for about 25 minutes. Well, Coronation Street is based in Manchester, so you'll hear a lot of people from Manchester there. Hollyoaks is from Chester, which is closer to Liverpool, so you got a lot of Liverpudlian accents and a bit more twang in there. Emmerdale is from the Yorkshires, so that you'll hear a lot of Yorkshire accent there. And EastEnders is more Cockney, so your London accent. Is it the East End? It's known as East End. That's why the names come from that East End. I think it's E17 normally they use it as, but that's that. So these are your most popular programs that always go head to head, and they do the British Soap Awards every year. So these guys get nominated for Best Actor or Best Actress, just like the movie awards, but they do something for the soaps because is such a big thing in the UK. Everybody watches soap. And when I was doing my Life in the UK test as a joke, questions came up from Coronation Street. I was so lucky when I was doing it. That's the only question I got right. I never got about the history. I got about Coronation Street because I watch a lot of soaps. So I'm going to show you two of the programs. I'm going to show you my two favorite programs that I watch. Hollyoaks is very, very exaggerated. Coronation Street is more relaxed. So I'm going to show you, you can see the difference as well. Now, the good thing with the British soaps is they try and play everyday life things. So they play a lot of things about disability, a lot of things about racism, a lot of things about being gay and being Muslim, or, you know, being African, like how it is frowned upon and how they keep the secrets. They talk about a lot of situations that are currently happening in the UK to raise awareness. That's the whole point of their shows as well, is to raise awareness, because TV is the most influential thing in the UK that people will learn. You can learn off these certain things. Okay, you don't want to learn the dramas and shooting people and killing people, but the general day-to-day things they try and teach you about real life stuff, and that's what their aim is to do. So this one is Hollyoaks. I'm just going to show you a trailer to show you how dramatic it is. I'm sure you've got some dramatic dramas in Kenya that you watch, even though other people might not like them. Harsha does not like this program, by the way. So this is torture for Harsha.
Today is going to go smooth as smooth. I know things have not been easy recently. Something's got to change. So I've decided, me, you, Bobby and Cher, it's about time that we all live together, proper family.
The doubts that you're having about my sister, is it just a wobble, or you need to tell her today, so all right then.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our first D-Valley Hero fundraiser. The whole community are all going to be congregating in one spot. All prepped, primed and ready. Marley is not going to know what's it.
There he is, the man of the moment. Yeah, Granddad's going to get his kidney rolled. So we'll be honestly, if we bring down Lisa's murderer, you killed Lisa. So it's time to pay for what you did, Toby.
Excuse me, what are you doing in our van?
Is that awesome? So, whoever it is in there has got nothing to do with us, so we're just going to be to it, yeah?
No, they won't bury the body. There's a reason that they call it as Daddy Sheen, right?
Okay, so if you've seen in that one, Hollyoaks, they're all really skinny. They all wear so much makeup on, and the acting is very dramatic. Like, you're not going to really just walk down the street and someone's going to point a gun and say, bury the body with me. They don't do stuff like that. Well, not that I know of in England. I've not seen that in England. They just don't randomly. But could you see that there's a bit of diversity in there? They've got a African family in it. They have kept that. And they've also got a Asian family in it as well. And they also do mixed cultural dating in there. So an African person wouldn't be dating a white person to show the cultural differences and stuff. So they try to put it in them stuff. Like, these other stuff are very exaggerated. If any of you ever watched Hollyoaks, or have you got anything in Kenya that is very dramatic like this? What programs have you got?
Inspector Mwala.
Oh, someone's laughing. So what's that about?
It's about a short police guy. He's like he's the head of a police station and he solved a lot of crimes.
Every laugh, so that must be over dramatic, because I've seen every single person laugh on that one. So you're all in agreement that's very dramatic, yeah? I would love to watch it, Harsha. If you ever find that now, I would love to see it. Right, so that's your most dramatic soap that you would see on TV. But it is very, very popular. They're starting to win awards now because people love drama. British people love drama. I tell you that now. Okay, and this one is Coronation Street. This is more relax. So you can see the difference in this now, okay? This is my favorite one. Harsha can tolerate it a little bit, but not a lot still.
Oh, before you play, Sophie,
Yeah.
where is this from? Is that Chester or Manchester?
This one is, they're based in Manchester. The first one was
Right,
based in
okay.
Chester, in,
Okay.
like I said, not far from Liverpool. So,
You
so
can
this
see a
one
bit
is
of
Manchester.
what Manchester accent sounds like as well.
So yeah, hopefully you'll pick up the Manchester twang in this.
I've had enough of you two, Hot Justice. I'm off.
Hey, don't even think about legging it, you. Don't make me rub it for you.
Well, the police obviously don't give a monkeys about any of this, so why should I?
You're making a big mistake. But I was with Bernie when Joseph went missing. She was devastated. Tell her, honey.
I have nothing to do with Joseph going missing.
You see?
I only found out the truth when he was already home safe and sound.
What truth? Go on.
I caught Joseph with 100 quid. He told me that Clint had given it to him.
You gave it to him.
Just button it missing.
Right, don't talk to him like that.
So I had a word with Clint and eventually he spills his guts. He said he spotted Joseph when he was already on his way home. You want to ask this one why she was with Joseph at the time?
I wasn't.
Clint bribed the kids to keep it short.
Can you see the obvious differences in the two programs? So can you name me some stuff that you saw different in the programs now? Claire saying something. Is Claire trying to say something or no? So if you can see, they got no makeup on. They wear clothes that are mismatched. They don't even make sense. They talk normally. And even the children talking, yeah, we noticed. And look, even behind her, look at the houses. They've made it more real life. This is real life. You will see people dressed like this. You're not going to walk out every day with your makeup done nicely. Some people will, but not really. This, for me, I rarely get my hair combed because it's so hard with kids and stuff. So they're showing everyday life people of different sizes and shapes, which is what the UK represents. So this is more, I think, more real compared to normal. And have you got any programs that are more real, that is more, you could think that is a real life story? What programs have you guys got? It looks like they're all dramatic in Kenya. Yeah. So they got no real life proper ones. That's exactly like Indian programs, that none of them are real. They're all so dramatic that they don't have no real life programs in India and Pakistan. Okay. Any questions about the soap side at the moment? Okay, so that's your main soap. Like I said, if you come to the UK, you would see this around. Like, you're not going to be able to get away from it. Even if you don't watch it, you will see it. Right, the UK also love their reality TV shows. Like I said, some of you said Love Island you watch, the UK version. We have a lot of TV shows on particular areas of the UK, especially more down in England. So they got something called Made in Chelsea, which is it's meant to be about real life people in a very posh area in London. Yeah. They got something called The Only Way is Essex. Remember the other day I showed you something with Gemma Collins, the real GC? She's from Essex. That is The Only Way Essex. They wear lots of makeup on and we can't even understand half the things they're saying. And they got something called Geordie Shore. Now, Geordie Shore, have you ever heard of Geordie Shore? You would never understand a word they're saying because their accents are just they're known as Geordie, so that's from Newcastle. You'll see now the difference in how they talk, how they dress, and how they behave. This is one of the worst reality TV shows, but people love it because it's so dramatic. They beat each other up, they fight, they argue, but this happens all the time around these type of areas. And look at how much makeup and stuff. Their faces, some of these are actually proper white and they wear so much orange on. They look orange. They like to wear orange look. So this lady here is not that dark. She's actually white.
This program contains strong language and sexual scenes and references from the beginning and throughout.
Sorry, Kelly.
I've got a bit of the tours. Everyone find this all together, put our shit aside. We're gonna have a good night. I hope you enjoy our food. I'm all making kind of taste sensation. All right. You like it? Man, you like it? I love it that way, can't it? This is the best meal I've had for the I heard someone say, oh, it's like making a noodle that once.
I'm 23 and I'm from East Yorkshire. I'm looking to gain just more confidence in dating. I prefer someone that's just really loud and overly confident. Someone that can make the whole room laugh, good teeth, bit of a pretty boy, not too pretty. I don't ask for much.
You're all tucking into a strand and this brunette rocket walks through the door. I can't lie, I want to first out my seat. This new lass Kelsey is pure lethal, and after what happened last night, I think I'm just gonna focus trying to make something happen with me, Chloe. I mean, 5 minutes ago, Louis and Marty were literally fighting over Chloe, and the second a thick girl walked in, it's all forgotten about, and they are hovering around her.
Tell me where you're from.
So can you see the difference in that program? You can see there's two. I think they're mixed race guys or something. Look how they're dressed. You won't really see that type in everyday life. People dress normally like this, but in Geordie Shore they just wear on some of the randomest clothes. But that they actually wear that on every day. Like they wear earrings on, like the tops open, little shorts. You know, if you saw someone like that, even though you shouldn't discriminate against clothing, people do look at it thinking, what are they wearing on? But because they're now known as celebrities, it's okay. They're used to wearing stuff on like that. Is there any questions about that? Is there any? Is that somewhere you want to go? Did you understand the language or the accents? The last guy in there, Marty, even though I'm English, that was very hard to understand. So I don't think this is going to be a program that any of you guys watch really, but it will be on TV a lot. And you will see them around on random TV reality shows as celebrities. Right. In the UK, they try and do programs for people from all walks of life, okay? So you got people, you know, they're starting to put diversity of people into programs, but they've actually got programs specifically for certain genres. This one's called the Undateables. Have you ever heard of the Undateables or got anything like that? Right. This is for people with disabilities because they want to show that disability people or people that have got low confidence or don't look the same or people don't want to date them, go out on dates. So this is building confidence for people and it's a very popular program in the UK. So they're trying to hit different diversity and cultures. This is what I mean about the UK try and hit every area of race, sex, gender. They try and implement it into TV and society somehow.
Hi, Megan. Yeah, I'm good, thank you. I got something for you.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you.
No problems.
How was your travel here?
It was good.
Was it good?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Sounds good. What are you nervous today?
Get my heart pumping like worse than if I was a Time Lord. What do you do for a living?
Currently I'm an intern, but I'm going on to hopefully get an apprenticeship in childcare, so in a nursery.
Oh, that's really good.
Yeah, so do you work or do you go to college or?
I do costume and prop making.
Oh, okay.
Warning, what I like is scary.
Oh wow, they are scary. Do
Do you like scary films or horror films and things like
Maybe
that?
slashers.
So what's one of your favourite films?
Well, Halloween is obviously the best one.
I've heard they make a new one of Halloween, aren't they?
Yeah, they do.
So that's the Undateables. Not someone who would normally date the girl, but they put people on blind dates to try and match them up so they can have a life as well. These are actually more people that are okay, that can speak quite well. Socially awkward, as you can see, the conversation is not flowing. It's quite awkward between them, right? Like if you were on a date like this, you'd be like, I'm leaving now. I need someone to get me out of here. If you don't want to be on a date like this, this is why we like to watch it. So we're not discriminating by watching it. We just like to see how they engage, which is very awkward. They don't get all dressed up. They don't care how they look. And there are people with disabilities on it, which will give you a good insight of, if you want to become a care worker, there are times where as a care worker, you would have to, disabled people would date each other's. So it would give you a good insight of how, because sometimes you'll have to support them on dates, or you're not going to be in the date with them. You're not dating with them. You're going to be supporting with them, going out, meeting people, friends. So these are the type of things that you would do as well as a support worker. So it's a very good program to watch if you can, to understand how they interact. So if you do get jobs, you can turn around and say, you know what, this is what you would do. Lots of jobs now going in dating services for disabled people. So you can be a support worker for disability dating services now. That's how much the UK have moved forward from just disabled people in nursing homes. So do you know, when you're looking for jobs, look for different jobs around it as well, okay?
Yes.
Any questions about anything?
I've just seen it.
Okay, so like I said, a lot of programs were full of predominantly white people back in the day, but they started to move more into multicultural programs now. As Samuel said, he watches Top Boy, which goes to show that's actually universal now on Netflix. So it is one of the biggest programs on in the UK as well at the moment. I actually haven't watched it myself. I just don't get the time to watch Netflix like that. Yeah, we try to go through them, but there's just too many programs in the UK. Now, back in every 10 years, there's something called a census in the UK, where they collect data from they collect data from you, or they collect data from TV or music to see what people are listening to, what people are watching, and the diversity of families and stuff, to see if we are becoming more of a diverse country. The last one was done in 2011, and they have done one for 2021, but they haven't told us the stats for it. So back in 2011, all the programs were like 85% British and white, full of white British people. That was only in 2011, guys. But now it has gone down a lot. So there is a lot of multicultural programs. Now, the programs I'm pulled out now, I'm not doing them to cast judgment or say that the UK is racist. They're not. It's just going to show how much society is changing and how much we're changing the culture and stuff. But we're nowhere close to America. Like, if you watched any American programs, they have got more African people in it, more Caribbean people in it, more Asian people in it. Like the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air has been around for many years. So they're already way ahead of the UK. You got My Wife and Kids. That was the newest thing out. There's other things that are just purely Black British, Black American. So they are years ahead of us, and we need to get to that stage as well. Now, this program here, Doctor Who. Have any of you heard of Doctor Who? Or have you ever watched Doctor Who? Joyce, you must have, yeah? Did you watch it?
Yes, I have.
Have you watched the new ones or the old ones?
The old ones.
So did you see any colored people in Doctor Who ever?
No.
And the main character, was he male or female back in the day?
He was a guy.
That's right, Doctor. So
Doctor Who, yeah, the guy.
That's right. It was a guy. They were very stereotypical with Doctor Who. He was a male worker with all white. Now, the Doctor is actually female. They've moved away from it. And the main characters are Black and Asian. So they've actually moved ahead because they realized Doctor Who started to get boring for people, because people were not interested in watching just pure white So they need to make sure that people want to watch their programs every series every year, and that's why they are still going. Look, they're on the 11th series now. So they had Doctor Who for a few years, then it died off, and then they brought it back with diversity, and it's one of the biggest programs again now. Then you have something called Luther. Have any of you heard of Luther? You must have.
Yeah,
That's it. Do you watch it by any chance?
I do.
And what do you think of that program? Is it diverse, do you think now, or
it is now, because they are a mixed place rather than the way it was before.
That's it. Idris Elba there, he's represented he's represented the UK really well, because he's really big in Hollywood, but he's come back to do a London program as well. That's it. So because of Idris Elba, he's made this like one of the best crime dramas in the UK, and that's why it's become really popular. If no one knows something about it, it's basically he's a chief inspector, and he just deals with cases and struggles like to have a private life and a balanced life. He's just trying to show the everyday lives as a CS inspector. Now, Top Boy, I've heard a couple of you talk about it. It's something, you know what? I've not really watched it before, but I've watched a few clips of it while I was doing my research, and it looks like a very good program. It is one of the best programs out at the moment, and for you guys to watch as well. So it's something that I might actually look into watch now. Samuel, you said you watched it. Can you tell us a bit about that?
It's mainly about like selling drugs and gangster life, and mostly betrayal.
Okay.
You know, sometimes how Black people, especially in Britain, are facing like lack of jobs. The only thing they can do is just sell drugs and join bad company.
Okay. Do you know what? That is actually a real life representation of a lot of next generation. That is real life program of a lot of representation. Do you know, in a lot of main cities like Manchester, Birmingham, the next generation, like 20-year-olds, they don't want to work. They can get money elsewhere, just like these guys, right? And they are actually representing the UK of the next generation. So you will get that in a lot of cities. It's one of the reasons why me and Harsh have moved out of England as well, because we didn't want our children to grow up in that. So this is why you have to be very careful of, yes, get that job in any area you want. Come to the UK for sure. I'm not going to say your children are just going to become drug dealers tomorrow, but UK life is really good. You just come here. Once you're here, go and get your dream job and move out and make it better. Sometimes you have to be in certain areas. Harsha can explain as well. He's done jobs that he didn't want to do back in the day just to get his PR and stay here, because he didn't want to be in Sri Lanka. And Harsha explained, are you happier you're happier in the UK? You did what you got to do?
Yeah, like I explained, the first few years once I came here, that was hard work. You know, I had to work hard, and I had to work in clubs and restaurants, pubs and stuff. It wasn't my dream job. I was studying IT, so you know, until I got my job in IT, I had to do any job just to survive. And then, like I said, I've lived in London as well. Some areas are not as nice as the others, but you know, just had to do what I had to do. But yeah, you don't have to live in London. Like most of you guys like to live away from London anyway, which is good. Yeah, like Sophie said, you know, just get in here and then do what you got to do to better yourself, and then you can live anywhere in the UK you like.
Like you said, in Scotland and stuff, lots of jobs going in Scotland, and I don't really hear of these type of things happening. I haven't heard of anything really, not compared to London or Birmingham or Manchester, them sides. So that does represent, I'm not going to lie, that does represent you, the next generation at the moment, and that's why they're made aware of it. But you also see the other side to it. You see their stories, like how everything's there, like they cause trouble and the problem people and stay away from them. So they're showing that we're actually real people. Yeah, we talk a certain way, we act a certain way, but they have to due to peer pressure or to try and survive. So I'm just going to show you a little bit of the Top Boy one.
How many fucking times do I have to tell you? I don't care. Daily crazy slender. Sonny, how can I help you? You're looking mad stressed. Next time you speak to your baby mom, tell her, I'm gonna be way calmer on the phone. Way calmer. Composure, lads. Composure. Paul said if he gets sent down, meeting takes over. 18 fucking years, dude. That is heavy, bro. He heard the news, innit? Movie's gone down. Yo. Hey, someone's looking like they're going home, yeah. Sadia, you know. Some more things to see. I just wanted to see what you're about to do. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Huh? Son, don't tell me because you're getting out on Friday. Big bad Sully now. Don't tell me because you're getting out on Friday. You're gonna come here and just have a conversation. I'm disappointed. You fucking guys are so good. Sully! Sully! We ain't going nowhere on Friday. Fucking pussy. Wait.
So that's the program. Well, some of the things. Did you hear? He went past one of the guys and said, "Move out the way, boss man," or "big man." Move out the way, big man. That's how they speak. That's the language I was teaching you the other day. So they use a lot of slang, and they use a lot of like rhyming slang as well in that program. And look, they got the tracksuits on. They got the uniform he's talking about, the tracksuits. You know, normally dark clothes. He's actually got green clothes, so they do the stereotypical thing. But it is meant to show life in England on that side because nobody ever talks about it. Is there any questions about anything so far, guys? Okay, Peaky Blinders, you lot have mentioned, this is something from Birmingham. Birmingham is not like this. Birmingham is more like the last one that I showed you, but this is a very, very popular program. Because I'm from Birmingham, a lot of people say to me, "Oh, Peaky Blinders, Peaky Blinders." I was like, "What are they talking about?" But they're talking about this because this is set in Birmingham many, many years ago. So this is the type of programs that you can watch as well. But it looks like you guys watch a bit, so I'm only going to show you a little bit. You lot watch it on Netflix, I think, but it comes on BBC here. It comes on the actual channel so that everybody can watch it.
You have a very powerful enemy.
I wanted to survive.
Okay. Can you see that the type of clothes that they wore on? Predominantly white people. I don't know if there's any diverse colours in. I think quite minority of people in that. But that is not representing Birmingham now. Like I said, it's representing Birmingham many years ago. So these are the type of programs you will find in the UK that will be part of your everyday life and culture if you're sitting there. Hopefully you guys are going to be working so hard, trying to obtain your skilled worker visa, working all the hours you can, and not really watching these, but sometimes people watch it just to relax. Now, I've showed you a lot of programs that are like soaps and stuff, but have any of you ever heard of The Apprentice? Or do you have The Apprentice in Kenya?
Yes, we do. We don't have that, but I've watched it.
You watch this one. So do you not have any business ones? Like, is there an equivalent that's someone that's giving jobs to people, or no? They don't give jobs to nobody.
Yes, they don't. The interviews are very tough.
Yes. Here, this program here is my most favorite scene ever in apprenticeship. Do you know, if you're going for more corporate jobs, like more higher jobs, they will be brutal on you. If you're going for a really big job, like say a CEO, director, or a area manager, they will really rip into you. They will check your CVs. And the Apprentice shows this. Apprentice is a very good program for you guys to watch for a lot of reasons. One, for business. If you want to set up your own business in England or in the UK, it's very good to get tips off these. Sir Alan Sugar is one of the biggest people known in the UK, and he's a very good businessman. Me and Harsha watch this program a lot, and we see people, how they act, how they behave, if that's the type of people you want to be, because you can learn off this and think, I don't want to be like that person, because you don't want to be known as a drama maker or troublemaker. So this is real life people. This is probably one of my best scenes I've ever seen.
I see. I see, Simon.
Right. This is my 10th year of doing this. And I've got to say that when I read your application form, and then when I read your CV, it filled me with pleasure. There were no boastful brags about how great you are and how you're the greatest salesman or you're the greatest everything. It was very, very mature, very nicely written. So from my point of view, that was a sheer pleasure.
Thank you so much for saying that.
I think it's incredibly enterprising that whilst you were studying, you also started this business, which to all intents and purposes looks like it's taken off. I've never put so many ticks next to anybody. Okay, look, I've told you how pleased I was with your CV, and then I came on to actually look at the proposal that you're pitching for Lord Sugar, and frankly, it's a bloody disgrace. It's a bloody disgrace. The 10 years I've done this, I've never seen something that's put together 2 bloody pages with pictures on 1 page. What do you think you're coming here for? What do you think of coming here for?
You've got it, Aisha.
You can leave. Goodbye.
Can I argue that? Can I say?
There's nothing to argue. You give me pictures of sailboats. You give me pictures of sailboats. What am I going to work on? Pictures of sailboats? What is that? What is that?
That's language, yeah, language.
You're taking the piss. Please leave.
See, so he said to him, oh, your CV was brilliant. And the guy thought, yes, this guy likes me, because Claude is one of the brutalist interviewers ever. He said to him, everything's great. Then he goes, this is a load of crap. Why have you come here and get out? He didn't even interview him because his presentation was terrible. That can actually happen. Maybe not as brutal as that, but they can say, look, this is terrible. And this is why I always say, I'm going to say it next week as well, me and Harsha being recruiters, we say, your CV is so important, that what you put forward to an interviewer is so important, because they won't even look at your CV or look at your job spec or anything if you can't even meet the basic requirements of what they want. And that's why this program is one of the best programs on in the UK. It's been going on for about 13, 14 years and it's still going strong. So if you want to get good tips about CVs, you can't lie on these days, check your references, and so do big jobs as well. So a very good program to see the realities of jobs in the UK and how to go about it, okay? Anybody want to ask any questions? Have any of you ever watched Mr. Bean? Yes?
Yeah. Yes.
Yes. Is it on in Kenya, or have you watched it, or do you just stream it as well? I can see Grace laughing already. He is very funny like that. Mr. Bean is very, very iconic, part of British culture now. Comes on all the time around Christmas. It's part of Christmas now. He's the only person that he can do a whole program and not even talk, and he'd be so funny. So I'm just going to show you a little clip for the ones that don't know, but you would, and he's representing a typical white British man back in the day. Typical clothes. My dad had clothes like this. Typical wallpaper. We used to have that type of wallpaper here. Typical clothes. Everything's just very British about this. Very, very typical, but very British. If you watch Mr. Bean, you are British. That's it. I will give you the PR for that. Guys, I'm just going to stop you here for a little bit of time because we've got a very special guest on for you guys. She's actually Kenyan, and she lives in the UK at the moment with a British passport. You know, Harsha said he's got an older Kenyan family, a sister. She's Kenyan. She's actually come on to try and help you guys and explain about life in the UK and ask her any questions you've got. Bless her, she's going to work in a bit, so I'm going to keep quiet. I'm going to get involved. Oh, I think she's already going to work. Bless her, she looks so smart. So she's going to tell you a bit about life in the UK and anything, please ask away because she's got about 15 minutes that I want to give with you guys. Hi, Yvonne. I'm going to pass it to you. Thank you so much for coming and speaking to these lovely, lovely Kenyans that we got. Like, you know, thank you, sister. I appreciate it a lot. So I'm going to pass it to you. They just want to know a bit about like your life, your experiences, and they're going to hopefully ask you some questions.
Okay, that's fine. Hi, my name is Yvonne. I have lived here for about 17 years. So I came in 2003. It's been okay. So what do you want to know? I'll tell you one thing about what shocked me when I first came to England. First of all, I think you have to pay the driver rather than sit in a bus. So I went into a bus and sat down and everyone was like, the bus didn't leave and the driver didn't talk. Nobody said anything until he said, young lady, you need to pay me. Then I got up to pay the driver. So I think there are a few things you're going to find shocking, but it's a nice place to live. So do you have any questions?
So, thank you very much for joining today. Yeah, I think most of these guys were like concerned about, you know, the skin color and what they would have to experience once they get here because of where they come from. And so I thought, you know, it'll be better to talk about our own experience and bring you in as well as a Kenyan woman, especially.
Okay.
Have you had any experience, any bad or good experience because of your skin color or where you come from?
To be honest with you, I've never experienced racism. I mean, where I work now, I'm the only Black person, and I have never, ever experienced racism. The thing with British people is that they're politically correct. So even if they want to say something, they will not say it. I think you're safe in Britain. It's better than America. So don't worry about color. I think the only thing you need to do is to learn a little about the British people so that you don't go on their wrong side. They like to be on their own. They like their personal space. So the way we sit in matatus and, you know, sandwich each other, you can't do that here. They always want the space. So you respect them, they respect you back. There's no problem with color.
Okay, how is your relationship with the Embassy of Kenya?
Oh my God. I will tell you the truth. They're horrible. I have been to the embassy and they talk down at you. Maybe we're used to being respected here, but they talk down at you and they always, you know, like for example, the last time I went and I wanted the passport for my daughter and they're like, Babak is in Kenya, he's an alien, so you can't have a passport. You have to go to the alien department. And they just left me like that. There's no assistance. and it's like there's something against us because we live here. I don't know whether that's the case, but they're not friendly at all. So right now I've lost my Kenyan passport and I still can't go get another one because I don't like the experience. I'm only using my British passport.
So like how like okay how do you like face that situation? Do you like have Kenyan people as well there who face the same situation, or do you join a group and
I would suggest when you come here, the first thing you need to do is, if you don't have a relative or any Kenyan contact, if you live with whichever city you go to, just look for a Kenyan group in there and just get someone to, like introduce you to the area, because many Kenyans come here and they get depressed because they don't get to link with other Kenyans. Kenyans are good. They're going to take care of their own sister and brother. And then here, there's no tribalism. When I came in, I first met a Kikuyu man. He was driving a bus, and he's the one who helped me around. So any Kenyan, a Kenyan is the tribe. The tribe is Kenya. So find a Kenyan person. They will help you around and try to live among the Kenyans for the first at least 2 months of your life in the UK.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Yeah. Hi.
So in terms of our hair, it's different, and I understand that most people in the UK fix their own hair. So do you guys like have a place where you fix your own hair, or where you go and fix the hair, or do you do it yourself? Because it depends. In Kenya, we have to go to salons because we are not able to fix our hair because it's a bit tough and it's rough. So how do you go about that?
Okay, first of all, I'd say when you're coming, make sure you've done your hair at least to last you 3 months. And then probably when you meet Kenyans, they'll lead you to, there are salons, but they're expensive, very expensive. So like if you want braids, it will be 70 pounds. 70 pounds is nearly 10,000 Kenyan shillings, isn't it? Yeah, it's expensive. So I personally do my own hair because of that. And I even had locks, which I made by myself. I followed YouTube, and then I relaxed it. Just recently, I cut off my locks. It's hard to find someone to do your hair. You go to either find a friend or do it yourself. Anymore? Does that answer your question, by the way?
Yes.
Yeah, bring a lot of hairpins if you like hairpins, and you can learn, or someone else will do it for you.
Okay, I have a question.
Yeah.
What is a safe amount to have when you are coming? Maybe money. How much should I maybe bring with me when I'm coming?
Okay, are you talking about cash or money in the bank?
No, cash, maybe in the bank, or how should I carry it in the bank, or cash in my pocket?
The best thing is to, you're not allowed to travel with too much money, so maybe £1,000 or less. But if you come in and open a bank account, the best thing is to have someone transfer the money to your account. I think when I came, I carried something called traveler's checks. I don't know if they exist anymore. That's a long time ago. So I will just take a little money with me, but don't bring all your money in your bag. Keep some in the bank.
Okay, thank you.
So are there banks here in Kenya that can transform the same to the UK, or maybe can you open a bank account here be useful for you in the UK?
Like me, I have a bank account in Kenya and I just transfer money to my account here online. So if you have a bank account in Kenya, make sure you've got online banking. And then when you come here, open a bank as soon as you arrive, and then you can always transfer your money across. It works. Any questions?
I was going to say, Yvonne, like you worked really, really hard in the UK. I remember how much you worked. Can you explain life in the UK as when you came before you got PR, like you studied and worked and kids, family life, like how was it?
Okay, yeah. The thing is, when you're an immigrant, you have to work twice as hard to maintain the same lifestyle as these people. I came in as a student. It was hard because I paid my own fees. So I had to work 2 jobs, 3 jobs, night jobs, day jobs, sweeping jobs. I did everything just to pay my fees. And the reason I had to pay my fees is to stay legal, because if you don't pay your fees, the university stops you from going to uni, and then your visa won't be renewed. So many people came and fell off the side and just became illegal, tried to work underground. Life is hard when you're not having papers. So I had to stay on track, and that cost me a lot of money and a lot of time. And also, if you're going to university, you've got to be passing, because if you're failing, they can still take your visa away from you. But if you're working, I would say work here. The wage is not bad, but I would advise you. I know I've seen many people coming, oh, I'm going to work in London. I don't know how many of you are going to London, but London is very expensive. You'll make a lot of money, but it will not go into your expenses. So if you have a choice now, I would go to other cities other than London and Oxford.
Okay, what about the food, like especially like let's say if you want to eat mokimo, ugali, all sorts of Kenyan foods, and you say like now, like let's say like somewhere like Scotland, I don't know if there's so many Kenyans or many African people there, because now let's say like London, maybe London is supposed to be a place where mostly everyone is there. So like there's Kenyans, there's Indians, there's Nigerians, so you can get all sorts of foods there. So like now if you're living in Scotland where it's like a rural area, how do you get the food there if you want to eat like?
Okay, Scott, everywhere we've got Pakistani shops and they sell African food and they're everywhere. So if that's why I was saying, once you arrive, get a local person who's Kenyan and they'll show you around. They'll show you where to buy ugali. They'll show you where to buy, anything that's Kenyan. Even we eat everything Kenyan can be found here, even omenas. So it's just a matter of finding somebody who is local to here and who is Kenyan. The shops are there.
Okay.
I have a question.
Yeah.
And this goes to Sophia, then to our Kenyan colleague there. Sophia, you said you did, despite being born in the UK, you did the cultural test. Why did you do it?
I've got a YouTube channel. I've got a YouTube channel.
The lady do?
Yeah, I got a YouTube channel, and being British, we're privileged. We've got the passport already. We don't care. We can go anywhere. But being around people like Yvonne's partner, Harsha, I never knew the struggles. I'm not going to lie, we're very ignorant. I didn't know the struggles. I thought, let me do it. Let me see if I had to come, would I pass it? And I think I'll be in Pakistan if I didn't do it. Like, I was very lucky. It was that hard. Yvonne, what was your experience about the Life in UK test, if you can remember?
Yeah, I had to do it before I got my citizenship. To be honest with you, you Kenyans, you're very clever. The education standards here are lower than Kenyan standards. And I'll tell you that because I've got children. My daughter is sitting at GCSEs. My son, when he came here, he was from Kenya, he was in year 3 and he was leading the class. The education system here is not as rigorous as we have in Kenya. But that test was hard. It wasn't hard. They give you the material to read. But what shocked me was that there was a report, and what I was asking British people the questions, they didn't know the answer. It's all about, how Britain was formed, how many people from other countries came to form Britain, the history of Britain and the Queen. Basically, that's it. I think you Kenyans are quite savvy. You will pass that test. It is hard, but you've got the material, Sophie, just remember in Kenya, all those, what do you call them? Assignments for British students. They're written in Kenya, Yeah.
I'll probably be back home and you guys can come here and have the British passport. I need to go back.
it's a very clever country, and I think
It is.
So I know people who have gotten their degrees, having sent their assignment to Kenya. They get done there, and then they submit them and pass the degrees. So it's not a difficult exam. You will pass it.
Exactly. I think we should let her go now and go to work. I know you're on the way to work now.
You know
Thank you
what
very much, Akka.
I've driven halfway, so I've got only half my drive to work. So I'm just by McDonald's. Anyway, good luck, everybody. When you come here, look for me. I'm showing where to go for party, everything, where to go for Kenyan dances. We got a Luo DJ and a Kikuyu DJ. We dance here, we listen. It's just like being here, but living in Kenya. So you're welcome.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time.
No
I
problem.
appreciate
Bye-bye.
it,
Bye.
Yeah. By the way, if you notice, I call her Akka because that means elder sister in my language. So I've always called her Akka. Thanks, Akka. Bye.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
So how's that guy made you feel, guys, now knowing what Yvonne said? Does that make you feel better? Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know, with ugali, you said, Simon, I've had ugali before. I got it from the Pakistani shop. One of my other friends who is Zimbabwean, he introduced us to it and I love it. It makes you go to sleep though. I do feel tired after it. I just want to sleep, but we do like a bit of ugali. That's the only thing I've ever actually eaten. That was actually really nice. So you can get it here.
I really forgot to ask about driving license. Like you see, like now here we have now Kenya has been introduced to the smart driving license. So let's say like I come to UK, I have my Kenyan license. How long like will I get maybe they call it a provisional driving license, or do I get the UK driving license right on, or should I wait like some years or months, or should I do a test?
Yeah, good question, Simon. We are actually going to talk about that as well in a different session, but I'll tell you now because you asked. With a Kenyan driving license, you can drive in the UK for 12 months. Once you get here for the first 12 months, you can drive with your Kenyan license. And in that time, you can get this, what you call a provisional license, which is like a green card. And then you need the provisional license to get the British license, the full license. So once you get the full license, it's a pink card, then that's the British license. But just to answer your question, I'll show you how to check this as well. If you go to the gov.uk, which is the government website, or if you just Google, can I drive? Oh, hold on. If you Google driving in the UK with a foreign driving license, it'll come up anyway in your search results. So to answer quickly, yes, you can drive with your Kenyan driving license up to a year once you get to the UK. All right, Simon. We'll talk about it a bit more in detail in a different session.
Okay, thank you.
Perfect. And you know what? Driving in the UK, you'll get more jobs. You will be fast-tracked into care jobs, I'll tell you now. They are struggling. They want care workers that are driving. So if you can drive in your country, but you can't, just learn it, because if you come here, or you say you can drive and you can convert it, you will get more chance of getting that job, okay? I tell you that. Right. That was really nice of everyone to pop through halfway through work. That's how life is at the moment. You got to do it while you're going to work. But like you said, it's good. Okay. I'm going to just go through this for half an hour. Okay. So in the UK, you have morning programs. You know, when you're getting ready for work or taking the kids to school, you'll always see this program. It's called This Morning. Have any of you ever seen it before? Joyce, did you ever see it when you was here? No, this morning. No. So this morning comes on every morning, like 6 o'clock till 12 o'clock, Monday to Friday, and is full of real day things. It's like it's TV presenters just hosting the show, doing food, cooking, talking about everything that's real going on out there. I'm just gonna. I would have showed you a little bit about it, but I don't want to go into it too much. But that's what this program's about. So I'm going to go on to the next thing because we spoke about TV quite a lot. So now you can see what kind of programs they have in the UK. A variety of programs in the UK to meet all your needs as well. And they do international subscriptions or downloading and streams. A lot of people do this VPN thing where I think you hide your VPN and you can watch programs from back home. So like Yvonne said, it feels like you're at home, but in the UK, so it's better quality of life, but you get to feel like you're at home, which is the best of both worlds, really, if that's what you want. So British movies, have any of you guys ever watched either a British movie or a movie that's got lots of British actors in it that you know of?
Sherlock Holmes.
Sherlock Holmes, yes, that is one of the biggest British programs or movies ever.
Tintin.
Tintin. Oh wow, yeah, okay, I never thought of that one. Yes, did you watch the movie or did you watch the TV children's TV program on it when it was out? Movie that's based on a children's stories from many years ago when I was very, very, very little. Show you my age here. Right. So the UK has a really big film industry, right? It's still evolving because if you compare it to somewhere like America, America's really advanced with the movies, the graphics, and how they do it. They're over the top. America's over the top with everything. Even when you go to a cinema in America, if something happens that's funny, they'll all laugh. If something happens scary, they'll all get scared. They'll all cheer. It's quite annoying sometimes when you want to watch a movie in peace. You paid your money, you want to watch it. In England or in the UK, we're not that dramatic. We just like to watch a movie. We'll laugh here and there, but we don't get too excited. So there's very big dynamics of how you watch a movie here and your reactions, and that is perceived with how the movie is as well. Every year we have something called a BAFTA Awards, which is for British and TV awards, just like the Soap Awards, just like the Music Awards. They have something for British films, and they try to show you guys British culture through there. How do you know something's a British movie? It's the location of the movie most of the time. It is predominantly based in the UK. Most of the time, they base it in London. This is why loads of people think London's a country when they come to the UK. We've had that question loads. Oh, is that London? We're like, no, it's Birmingham. Oh, is Birmingham in London? No, it's in Birmingham. So they don't know because films and TV programs, all they show is all the culture of London, like the Westminster Abbey, you know, the Queen lives in London. So people have got it wrong that London is actually a country. It's not, it's the main city of England. You will know it's a British movie because of the way they swear. Remember, I've showed you all the roadman swearing, or the British swearing, or like from England, from Scotland. So you can tell a film by the way they swear. It's also exaggerated British. Like, look at Peaky Blinders. They had the British clothes on. I know it's from back in the day, but they really emphasize it more. Like Harsha showed you yesterday, clothes that they wear, like Braveheart, you can tell that was a Scottish movie. Certain movies, you can tell they don't really dress like that. It's just to show life in Britain, and they look like budget type movies. Like if you compare a movie from America to Britain, they might have spent roughly the same amount of money, but British movies look a bit more cheaper, but they're not. It's just that they're trying to grasp the rawness of things. And what makes a really good British movie is the music. The soundtracks is where you will get it from. And usually the soundtracks are British artists that you know. So I'm going to just show you 2 clips now. See if you can tell me the difference. Is it British or is it American?
These guys are taking this personal.
We were only supposed to create a diversion, Roman.
That was complete destruction. What you want from me? I'm Roman Pierce, man. That's what I do. Phase 2. Phase 2? What's phase 2? Pounds away. Holy shit.
So is that British or American, do you think?
American.
American.
Okay. Did you know it's not one white person in there at all? They're all Latin. They're going to be like, they're from Hawaii. You know, you got mixed cultures and diversity there. Because like I said, America is really more far advanced, and you'll see a lot of movies like that. You can all tell where that is, I take it.
British.
Where is he based? Can you see where he's based from there? They put it in London again. You can also tell from the red bus, the famous red bus that was on the floor. That is still British. We still got red buses. I don't think we're going to get rid of them. We do have other colours. From his clothes are from a hospital. He's a patient in a hospital. Or he's either a surgeon or something, because they wear them kind of colour clothes on. It's a very quiet movie. Look at Fast and Furious. America are very loud, in your face. This is more quiet. So it looks like a budget movie, but they spent a lot of money on this movie as well. So that's how you can tell the difference between the movies. So to become a British movie, you don't just say, oh, we're in London, this is a British movie. You have to go through a cultural test as well. The UK are very strict about British culture. So they put music and movies through something known as a British cultural test, a BPI. And they have to check to make sure it meets the criteria of being British. Because there's a lot of Americans pretending to be British, like use British accents, or they film it outside of England or outside of the UK, shall I say, and pretend to be British. So they have to pass the test to make sure it's real. If it isn't, they can't class it as a British movie. Can any of you recognize any of these British movie stars? Anybody recognize any British stars there?
Yeah.
Statham.
Idris Elba.
Idris Elba, yeah, that is one.
Atkinson.
Who?
Atkinson, the Mr. Bean one.
Mr. Bean. Oh, Rowan Atkinson, yes. Mr. Bean, he looks older there. I didn't know if you recognized him.
Jason Statham.
Which one?
There are. Jason Statham.
Oh, Jason Statham. Yes, for sure. Proper British.
Jason.
I don't know if he's Tom Hiddleston, Tom something.
Yes, that's right. Loki.
Yeah.
There's one more.
Doctor Strange.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you didn't get that one after watching Sherlock Holmes, I would have been really upset. Yes, you're absolutely right. All British actors, really big British actors, that have made it into Hollywood as well, which is really good. They represent the UK and Hollywood. Right.
Dwayne Johnson.
No, that's it now. There's no more
No.
from this one. No. Everybody else is Dwayne Johnson's he's American, but originally from Hawaii. Is that right, Arsha?
Hawaii.
Yeah.
That's right.
What about this one? Might be a bit more harder, but what about the female British movie stars? There's about 1, 2, 3, 4 in here.
Zendaya. No.
Emma Watson.
Yes. Where's she
Emma
from?
Stone. Emma Watson.
She's from Oxford. When I used to live in Oxford, I've actually seen her a couple of times. I know it's the school she used to go to. I've seen her in her school uniform as well, like for the time. And also, second time, I saw her in the city with a bunch of friends just shopping around. She was quite known back then as well. But then, you know, people don't go crazy because everybody knows she's from Oxford. So she lives in America now, but she used to live in Oxford. So yeah, she goes out and about quite a lot. She's been seen a few times.
Anyone else?
Emily Blunt.
Yes, very well done. The Devil Wears Prada, my favorite film of hers. There's two more.
Keira Knightley.
Yes. One more. You might know, if you don't know her name, that's fine. Just tell me what number picture she is.
Black.
Which one?
Number 4.
This one?
No.
This one?
That one. Yeah.
That's right. She is from Fast and Furious, but she was also, remember I showed you Hollyoaks? She was in Hollyoaks first. So for her to make it from there, from Hollyoaks to Fast and Furious, she's done well for herself, because a lot of people don't. Now, I find it so difficult to find a British Black person or Asian person that's made in Hollywood. So she's done really well, because I had to ask Harsha. I can't find nobody. I found loads of American ones, but to find a British one is very hard. So she's representing for the British culture here. You guys know your stars. Really well done. But do any of you guys know these TV personalities? Very, very famous TV personalities you will see everywhere on TV in the UK.
Simon.
Simon. And what does he do? How do you know him?
Judge.
He's in the challenge. What do you call it?
Britain.
Britain's Got Talent, yes.
Talent, yeah.
Factor.
Factor. Brilliant. Do you know any of the other three?
Gordon Ramsay.
Yes. Proper British he is. Well, but these two guys, these two are the biggest presenters.
Their names are confusing, but they host most of the Britain Got Talent.
That's right, yes. Yes, they host absolutely everything in the UK. They host any program there, they will be on it. I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here, morning shows, extra, anything. They are the biggest duo or presenters in the UK. Does anybody recognize this guy? No, he's actually the biggest, I don't know, it's not right now, but he's the biggest newsreader, presenter, and one of the first African newsreaders on Trevor McDonald. He's done big interviews with like Michael Jackson and Princess Diana. He's done like big interviews around, so he was really known in the UK for that. What about any of these? Do any of you recognize any of these at all? What about this guy here? I just showed you a program on it, one of our favorite programs. That is Sir Alan Sugar. He's the apprentice. He is a billionaire. He made his own business from selling aerials in the back of his car, and he's based in London. He does The Apprentice, the program that I was telling you about, and he does it in Australia as well now. This is a comedian. He's also in Hollyoaks as well, but he's a comedian. Maya Jama, remember Stormzy's ex-girlfriend? She's also a presenter in the UK, a really big Radio 1 presenter. And then Ross Kemp, you will see him for Guns and Crime. He loves to do documentaries overseas, and he goes into the proper scariest places around the world and shows you life there. These are 4 faces that you would see around. Okay, I'm just gonna go through quickly the music genre in the UK. Music was predominantly really poppy back in the day, especially in England. But over time, because there's so many nationalities and cultures coming into the UK, they have brought their music with them. They've brought the spices, they brought the food, they brought the clothes. So now the English and the Scottish Irish have changed their ways of representing music and culture by bringing in your guys and everybody's nationalities and changing the vibes and the UK music industry. So over time, it's gone from being very poppy, very British to more R&B and soul. Back in 2018, they did a tally of things that were downloaded on Spotify and stuff, and pop came out the highest, and then followed by R&B and soul. But in 2020, they've done it again, and it's more grime music, more R&B music that's come to the top now. As you can see. So look, this is the UK represented. This does not include, this is just British music. It doesn't include music that's made in America or in other countries like Japan and stuff on here. This is just British music. Pop's always going to be at the top for a bit, but it's starting to take over by R&B and soul, because the next generation, people that are downloading music are listening to that. They've got reggaeton is right at the bottom, old school. We class as old school music now, but it's still around for the older generation. Grime, I'm really surprised, is actually lower down, considering a lot of people from listen to it in many cities. Asha, what's your favorite music?
Well, I think I like reggae, R&B, and rap, and dancehall. Well, dancehall and reggae are almost the same thing, but yeah, mainly reggae. But like you said, Sophie, you said grime has gone down, but it's not really. It's grime, rap. It's like rap and grime, like you put it together, right?
It does now.
Sometimes, yeah.
Before they used to have it separate. Yeah, before they used to have it separate, but I think because the genres are mixing up, I think everything's mixing into everything now, really, because you can mix them all up. That is changing. And what kind of music are you guys into?
All.
Jazz.
Jazz, oh wow, okay, that's nice.
Okay.
So a bit of mixture of stuff there. Now, this is the music that's got really known now in the UK. Bugsy Malone, Stormzy is one of the biggest artists, both in hip hop and rap. They mix music genres, like Harsha said as well. Like they do compilations with people like Ed Sheeran or people from abroad as well. So they are starting to mix nationalities, cultures, and music to try and get people more care now about the music and who they're collaborating with. The bigger the celebrity they collaborate with, the better for them. So people have actually gone from their heart and soul of what they used to like and do music more for money now as well. So you will see a lot of people move over. And this is the type of rap music listened to in the UK. So I'm just going to show you a little now.
Looking for chili, only vibe with the bros. Cause now I know vibes. 2 days before you came on your if it's so bad. So I step with a blank. I step in the trap with a gang. That's at least 5 squares in the stank. Well, none of what give good thanks. Cause I can't tell man about rules and batter. Can't tell man about movements. Can't tell man about.
So that is some of the best music now that the UK is stating that they got. Is that your type of music? Do you like that type of music? Do you understand it?
It's not bad, but sometimes you have to have a soft part, because sometimes what they do is not cool.
No. That's right. They're like the type of music they do, that they're all representing something that some people don't want to see. That like you can see there's all quite similarities. I can't tell the difference in most of the things that they're saying, because the type of talk they have now is so different. But a lot of the next generation that, like I said, are downloading it, are enjoying it. So that's
they try to portray a bit more violent a picture than they are actually, trying to look cool, but they're trying to just pretend to be like, I don't know, Snoop Dogg or Dr. Dre, and he's like, thinking that they're nowhere near them. So I'm not a huge fan of London grime, because they almost all of them sound exactly the same. But yeah, it's coming up though. They are doing okay.
That's it. The funny thing is, like I said, they're all acting hard and saying this and that, but a lot of them have got really respectable jobs as well. And they dress differently, they speak differently. So this is just a perception they're doing just to put their music out there for people. And people think that's real life. Majority of them are well-behaved, well-mannered, and they're trying to represent something. They're trying to put grime into a really much more better light somehow. And the last thing is popular British songs. These are British bands, British artists that you would see. You might have seen some around. So if you recognize any, let me know, okay? So that's more classed as your pop music now. Did you recognize any of the artists in the last one?
Yes.
Want to play?
And who else? Did you recognize One Direction? Is that known abroad?
Yes.
Yes. Adele,
yes, Adele is really big.
One Direction.
One Direction. So that's your pop music. That's what we class as pop music. So it's not really all happy, like, oh my God, it's really nice, different types of genres mixed into things now. So I've just gone through the basics of the UK pop culture, music, movies. Is there any questions about anything at all?
I have a question.
Yeah, of course.
I saw that the music group, the percentage of how people listen, especially the classical music, like the Beethoven's, like in Scotland, is there an orchestra place where someone can listen to music?
Absolutely. You know what? In most of the cities, there's theaters and productions that go on. So you go on online, and they've got you buy tickets from an arena. Like, for example, in Birmingham, it's NI Arena. It's Ticketmaster. That's it. You go on something called Ticketmaster, and they have loads of shows on there, loads of music. Like you said, you like Beethoven, classical music, or jazz music, or grime. They have the shows on it, and you can purchase a ticket, and you can choose where you're sitting, what city you want to watch it in as well. So that's the biggest one they have. But they have very small theatre productions around your city as well, and they put on local music as well. There's also some, it's not pubs, they're like more posher pubs, like I don't know what they're called, Harsha, if you know, but they play music like jazz music or different types of music in there. It's like old school music, and sometimes they have a cap on it where you have to be over 21 years old to go into it, because they play certain musics and have a bit more of a different ambience in there. So lots of places where you can still listen to old school music and new musics and enjoy culture from back in since the 19th centuries, really.
Okay.
Tickets are expensive as well, depending on what you're watching. So you got, I think it's something between £35 to £150, because it depends on what seats you are getting, if you're standing up, sitting down. So it's something that people don't go to too much if it's a celebrity one, but you know, the normal little production shows they have, it's a lot more cheaper. Any other questions, guys? Right, I hope you enjoyed the session today. I've showed you a bit. I expect you all to be watching Hollyoaks by the end of next week and tell me the gossip from there. We'll be watching Coronation Street, so I expect to have conversations with you guys. I hope you got a good insight of our music industry and our movies. And I'm gonna pass. Harsha, do you want to say anything?
No, I just want to remind you, like, if you have any questions, not just from today's session, when you ask questions, you can ask questions from our previous sessions as well. And so if you think of anything like outside of the session, you can just always ask. It doesn't have to be relevant to this session itself. So yeah, that's all I had to say. So I'm looking forward to tomorrow's session as well.
That's it. And the next week, hopefully by the end of next week, you should be fully prepared for British life in the UK and jobs and interviews and absolutely everything, to be so confident to apply and get jobs. And hoping that you would keep in contact through Joseph at Identities to let me know how you guys get on, because if we have helped even one person in any way, that's what we're here to do. I'm going to pass it to Joseph now to finish off the session.
Oh, thank you so much once again for this exciting session. Today you can see we are 20 people seated here, and this is very wonderful. Congratulations to all our candidates. And let me bring Madam Nina, the director in charge of the program, to just give us a closing remark.
Thank you, Sophia, and Harsha, for taking our applicants through today's session. We're looking forward to having even more interactive sessions tomorrow and the week to come. Thank you.
Thank you so much, and let's do have a great day ahead, and as we are anticipating for tomorrow's exciting session again. Thank you so much.
See you all tomorrow.
Bye.
Thank you. See you later. Bye.
Bye.